right, here we go. Jason Johnson. Let me get going here. I'm going to do this with Hangouts.
Hello.
Hey, Jason, Doug Westmoreland, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Where are
Let
you
me,
located?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte. Man, I like Charlotte. I've spent some time there. They got it kind of going on downtown over there. They got a cool
Oh
thing.
yeah,
The
yeah.
stadium and
Uptown's awesome.
yeah, they've done a lot of work. I saw a couple of professional soccer games um, when I was there. I used to live in Blowing Rock, North Carolina, um,
Yeah.
up there in Boone. I'd drive down to Charlotte all the time to catch some soccer games in the stadium. So pretty cool.
Nice. Do you play?
I did.
Play soccer?
I played for a long time, pretty much my whole life. Played through college. Um, I played on I didn't play on a Division I team. I played on a club team. I went to LSU, and
Mm.
because of Article 9 or Article whatever, where you got to have as many girl sports as guy sports, they couldn't have
Yeah.
a division team. We had a club team, but we went to the national tournament. Um, Placed third one year when I was there, out of all club teams in the nation, and we were pretty good.
That's awesome.
Did you play?
I play on I played through high school and club teams in college, but we didn't make it that far.
Right
I
on.
went to college in Colorado.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
from there originally,
right on. What part
but
of?
I just joined a co-ed league. I've been playing co-ed soccer in Charlotte for the last few years.
Yeah, I'm too old now, man.
Those are kind of fun. I feel like I'm getting there. I'm almost 30.
Are you? Yeah,
30 in a month.
I'm 44. I played a co-ed league a couple of years. That was about 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
my mind would tell my body to do something, and my body was about 4 seconds behind.
Yeah.
So,
I'm wearing knee braces and all this stuff.
right
I'm
on.
getting there. I don't wanna tear an ACL or anything like that.
Yeah, I did that my senior year in high school and lost a scholarship to a Division I school. Um,
Really,
yeah, it sucked, but what are you gonna
that's
do?
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I live through my son now. Um, he plays for the Dynamo Club team down here in South Louisiana. And so I kind of I live through him. Try to not get too fired up on the sidelines. Remain one of the calm
Yeah.
parents, not screaming at him. But anyway, well, cool, man. That's awesome. Well, listen, man,
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to carve out some time here. I know, we kind of had some delays and some reschedules, so appreciate your patience
Mm.
with us. But so tell me, Jason, I got the application here, man, in front of me. First of all, where did you hear about us?
One sec. I'm trying to grab a conference room here.
Sure thing.
Um. Okay. Private call here. Sorry. All right. So, um, I started listening to that podcast, the passive Amazon income, and
Hmm.
I got pretty excited about the opportunity. I've been, looking for something extracurricular to do
Hmm.
on top of my day job, and everything kind of seemed like it wasn't really promising or
Hmm.
involved too much work um, to be some type of supplemental income. And
Right.
so I got kind of excited about that podcast. Started listening to that one a lot. And listened to all those episodes and started listening to other podcasts on selling on Amazon that are out there. Several of them out there, I'm sure you're aware.
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't really think of any justification of why it wouldn't be a solid risk to take. I mean, it's not a crazy amount of money to get started. Something I can afford to lose if it doesn't work out. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to lose it, but it's something that won't put me out if it doesn't work out.
Right.
And I can't see, there's so many benefits I've seen from other people, and listening to all the interviews on the podcast of people that have had success. And yeah, I can't think of a reason not to get involved.
I hear you, man. Now, I know when you went and applied and you went to AmazonSecrets.net, and I'm sure you're talking about when you're talking about the money to get involved isn't that much. There's, $3,000 is kind of the minimum that you want, to invest
Mm-hmm.
into getting inventory from China. But I just want to be straight up with you, Jason, before we get into a lot of stuff. This is a 3-month coaching and mentoring program with Mike and Matthew. They're going to take you under their wing for 3 months and coach you and mentor you, teach you how to go out here and dominate Amazon and make the kinds of revenues that they're making that you've seen in these videos and whatnot. There's a tuition involved here, and I just want to be really clear about that up front. It's,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't think these guys were doing this for free, right?
No, I mean, I know they kind of market it as it's free and they're offering a lot of advice, but
Right.
I don't think there's anything in the world that's free. So
Right.
I figured there would be some type of fee or something
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatnot.
There is, man. There is. So I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that before we got to the end, because I have a lot to share with you, a lot to break down with you to kind of, show you everything that's involved here, which is it's an incredible opportunity to come in with these guys. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure, you definitely have to
Mm-hmm.
have some money. This is an investment. This is a real business. All real businesses cost something. You've got to acquire the knowledge to go out here and do this the right way. But well, good. I'm glad you're aware of that. 'Cause sometimes I get into these calls and people are like, well, I just thought this was all free. And no, so it's
Nothing
not.
free.
Nothing's free, man. That's right. Um, okay, so you listen to the podcast. Amazon just makes sense, right? Is that what why Amazon?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Why are you so hyped up on Amazon?
I mean, there's huge growth rates in Amazon. They're always doing something new.
Hmm.
It's a pretty simple thing to get into, I think. I know the reason I'm interested in your program is because you've done it, you know the tricks, to streamline it. But even if I were to do it myself, I feel like I could probably figure it out in not too long of a time. I mean, maybe I won't have massive success on my first product or two if I did it myself, but I think I could figure it out. And it's rare that you see something like that. It doesn't take a lot of education, years and years of practice, to be able to figure it out and get get in there and do it.
Right.
Be among other sellers that are making, $100,000 a year on top of their salary or more than that or whatever it is.
Hmm. Okay.
It just seems like it's pretty straightforward. Great opportunity to get in there and do it.
Yes, sir. Tell me about some of the financial goals that you're wanting to obtain here from the program. If you were to look down the road in 6 months and say, man, if I was bringing home X amount of dollars per month, I'd be insanely happy. What would that number be?
Bare minimum, I mean, I think if I made my money back in the first month, as far as my investment in my product,
Hmm.
I would be super happy. So, if I made $3,000 back in the first month or two,
Hmm.
and then in 6 months, if I was matching my current salary, I would be pretty ecstatic.
Okay. What's that
And then
number? What's that number
that
to match your
number,
what's your walkaway number where you're starting to think about I'm ditching the engineer cube?
that would probably be at least 8,000 a month
Okay. Take home or gross?
gross.
Okay. All right. Cool. What other like personal goals are you hoping to achieve that this business will help you accomplish, personally outside of money? What are you looking for?
Um, I mean, a huge part is obviously money. I think that's pretty important for everybody, but
Sure.
I'd like something bigger than being stuck at a cube all day. I mean, I really don't. I enjoy my job. It's okay. I make a pretty big impact. I have a great team. I'm respected at work.
Hmm.
But something bigger, some kind of bigger picture for my life, and being able to enjoy more of the things that I want to do, like my hobbies. I love riding motorcycles. I love woodworking. I love sports. I love doing all those things. And having this current job is just kind of difficult to make time for all that stuff. So,
Right on.
and yeah, eventually I want to have kids. I really feel like I want to travel the world. My girlfriend's a flight attendant. I can fly very cheap, but I can't do that because I'm working all the time.
Right. Got it. Okay, man. All right. Can't travel with the girlfriend. All right, man. Okay, good. I think I got some good perspective of what your goals are financially and personally, which is awesome. So, Jason, let me tell you who I am, man, and why you're on the phone with me today and my background. I've been an online marketer for over 12 years, full time, supporting my family. I'm an old salty dog, even though I'm 44 years old. I've been doing this a long time. Um, I'm Matthew Beju's highest earning student of all time as well. I met Matthew back in
Mm-hmm.
2012. Just like you, I filled out an application, but it was 5 years ago. I was a big time viral video marketer. I built huge databases of subscribers. YouTube came in and really started squashing out my software. I wasn't getting the performance that I wanted or needed anymore for my clients. And I could see the handwriting on the wall that my days were numbered in the business that I had created.
Mm-hmm.
I still own that company. It's 12 years old. I'm pretty proud to say that it's still chugging along and making me some money. It's a revenue stream that I have in my life, but it's nowhere near what it was back then. And I had all my eggs in that one basket. And at that point in time, I said, that's never going to happen to me again. I'm going to create multiple streams of revenue. So I've got my hands in 5 online businesses that I own, that I'm a part of, that bring me revenue on a monthly basis. A lot of them came from Matthew. I met Matthew in 2012. Again, I was big into video marketing, and Matthew had a program called Instant Customers for Life. I did some research. I watched him from afar for about 3 or 4 weeks. I'd been an online marketer for 6 years, done a lot of stuff, been very successful. So my bullshit meter's pretty good. And I watched this kid. I watched this kid just dominate YouTube and Google with video. I'm talking dominate them. And you couldn't deny the results that he was getting. And I'll point out a pattern to you here in just a second. Um, but he couldn't deny the results that he was getting, and I wanted that skill set. I said, man, if I could learn what this guy knows, I could be a force. I could be a force to be reckoned with. So I applied after I'd watched him for about 3. He sucked me into his world, just like he sucked you in with the podcast. Him and Mike, he sucked me in with all of his
Mm-hmm.
videos, just example after example after example of just undeniable proof that he knew what he was doing. I filled out an application. I knew I was going to hire him as my coach and mentor before I even filled out my application. It was just a matter of talking to him. Talked to him. I hired him on the spot. Told him I was going to be his highest earning student. He laughed. Said, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear that all the time, right? And about 6 months later, when I was making just as much money as him, or a little bit more, deploying the skills that he taught me, he's like, holy shit, you weren't kidding, man. We should
Yeah.
partner up and do some stuff. So I had some skill set that he wanted in his life, so we partnered up, did some things together. We launched some businesses together in 2013. So I basically was under his wing for 2 years. Um, then I went off and I started my own supplement company. I own a supplement company. My last name is Westmoreland. My business partner's last name is his name is Rob Martin, but we formed a company called WestMartinLongevity.com. I launched that company with using a lot of skills that I'd learned from Matthew over the those 2 years in 2013 and 2012 and 2013. In the summer of 14, I launched my supplement business. I drove it up to $4.5 million worth of earnings just in the last 2.5 years. I just got a big joint venture capitalist check to go out and launch another marketing project here in the first and second quarter of this year. But I'm more excited about my little Amazon business than I am my nutraceutical company that, has done over a couple of $1 million in sales just in the last year. And I'll tell you why.
Hmm.
Because it's insanely easier. The hardest thing in the world to do as a marketer online is convince somebody to buy your shit. It's incredibly
Yeah.
difficult, incredibly difficult. Running an ad and then moving the needle from someone just seeing an advertisement of yours to creating these elaborate sales funnels that gets them at the end to pull out their wallet and buy your stuff is very, very hard. You better know what you're doing or you can lose money faster than you can spit on the ground. All right. But
Hmm.
Amazon, when Mike and Matthew called me up in January of last year and told me what they were up to, I literally couldn't sleep for weeks because I know how hard it is to convince people to buy your shit. At Amazon, that's out the window, man. Doesn't that's non-existent. They've
Ready
already
to
done
buy
it.
already.
They've already created the trust. They've already created the loyalty in the
Yeah.
marketplace, right? Do you ever go to Amazon without the intention to buy something?
Not really.
Neither does anybody else in the rest of the world, man, right?
Hmm.
People are going to Amazon to buy your shit right now, no matter what. All right. It's a matter of are they going to buy your shit from you or are they going to buy it from somebody else? So as
Hmm.
marketers, when you have Mike and Matthew on your team, we're just going to outmarket the other marketers. We know the formula. We have the systems down pat to we know what products to get into that we're going to make money on before we even order samples from our team in China. We're just going to outmarket the people. We're going to make sure that we jump over all these subpar marketers and other vendors because we understand Amazon's algorithm. So that's all we got to do is we got to get on top and grab some of that market share of people who are already going there to buy your stuff, right? We just got to make sure they buy it from you, not somebody else, by getting on top of them and
Hmm.
getting you to page one quickly and effectively and efficiently. Do you think it's any accident, Jason, why you heard their podcast on iTunes?
No, and there's not a lot of episodes there on how they got up there. The number, I think I was listening on some random podcast app. They were number 4 or something at the time, and
Yeah,
there was
Matt.
only 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah, you got to ask yourself the question: how the hell are Mike and Matthew? How do they occupy the number one business podcast in that section for like 28 weeks in a row over people like Tim Ferriss, Dave Ramsey,
Hmm.
Tony Robbins, the Wall Street Journal's podcast? I mean, how in the hell are they doing that? It's because they understand iTunes' algorithm. We could drive a podcast to the top of iTunes in any category in our sleep with our hands tied behind our back. Um,
Yeah.
when there's clues here, success leaves clues, man. Matthew taught me how to dominate. I could still to this day drive any video to the top of YouTube's platform that I want in my sleep. I could still drive video to the number one position in Google's organic search in my sleep. They can dominate iTunes in their sleep because they understand algorithms. Do you think that they can drive products to the top of Amazon?
Well, I'm sure.
100%. Or you've seen the videos, right? The numbers that these guys are driving. Of course they can. Of course they
Hmm.
can. That's why I couldn't sleep when they told me what they were doing because Google, I don't know if you know this, I mean, not Google, Amazon is the number two search engine behind Google right now, and everybody has their damn credit card preloaded into it. They're
Yeah.
going there to buy, right? In 2016, 50% of all online sales in the United States of America, let that number sink in for a second. 50% of all online sales in the United States of America happened inside Amazon's platform. If 1 million people go
Wow.
to Amazon in the next hour, 500,000 people are leaving with a purchase. It's insane. All the hard part of sales
Hmm.
and marketing is out the window. Now it becomes a marketer's game. Who can outmarket who and get their stuff on top? And these two guys are the best in the business that I've ever seen at understanding algorithms and driving product or dominating platforms and getting things to the top of things, right? Getting a podcast to the top
Hmm.
of iTunes, getting a video to the top of YouTube, getting a product to the top of Amazon. They do it in their sleep. Um, so the real reason why you're on the phone with me today, Jason, is I'm a student, man. I'm a student just like you would choose to be a student. There's nothing special about me. I've owned a lot of online marketing type endeavors, but I'm not the sharpest marketer in the room by any stretch. I'm an entrepreneur, but you give me a system to follow, a success track to follow, and you're there for me when I have some questions, like Mike and Matt will be there for you. You pick up the phone and call them when you need something. Um,
Mhm.
they're there for you. If you do that for me, I'm a dangerous guy. I can follow a system, and I've got a hunger and a drive to go after and get what I want out of my life. You know, I broke free from corporate America a long time ago, and the same opportunities here for you as well. So, I'm a partner in this company, man, and we wanted you to hear this from the perspective of a student. So I'm a student 2 times over. I started my Amazon store last summer in August when I could come up for air from my CEO responsibilities and my supplement company. I dove
Mhm.
into the Amazon program with Mike and Matt for this, student for the second time in my life. I sent them my tuition and said, let's go. I'm ready to learn because I had no clue. I've never sold anything on Amazon in my life until this past summer. I've been doing this for a little over 7 months now. I've got 7 items in my store on Amazon. I'm doing $27,000 a month in gross sales, and I'm doing 14 grand a month in net profit. And there's students that
Wow.
are coming in that are doing what I did in 7 months. They're doing it in two. Um,
Wow. Are
I've,
you constantly reinvesting all your earnings, or
yeah,
are you taking some home for?
I haven't had to, I do well. I'm a 7-figure a year earner. I haven't touched, to be honest with you, I haven't touched any money from it yet, but I could. You don't want, with this business, Jason, you want to leave all of your money in there for the first 6 months. You don't want to touch anything.
Mhm.
You want to let the business fund itself. Um, so 6 months, you want to let it roll. And then and then when you get to where I am in about 6 or 7 months, you got 7 products, that are churning out a couple $1,000 a month in net profit. If you're doing, 14 grand a month, yeah, take out 6 grand, 6, 7 grand, leave half, take half of it out, maybe leave half in. You just got to watch your numbers, as a business owner and
Mhm.
make sure you're not overrunning your supply lines and taking out too much because you still want to scale. But take out a modest salary at that point in 6 months, and then you're in the driver's seat, man. Now you've got options, which is power, right? You've got options. So you can either stay at your, because this doesn't take a lot to do, man. This will only take you, once you get into the rhythm, there's 2 phases of your life here. There's the knowledge acquiring phase, which is the first 6 weeks. You're just trying to absorb all this shit and get your store set up,
Mhm.
right? And get your product ordered and learn how to market and learn all the tricks and everything that we're doing. That's the first 6 weeks of your life. But once you understand the marketing tactics and principles of and how we're finding product and sourcing them and all that kind of good stuff, and now you're kind of out of the newbie phase and you're into, like, month 2 and 3, this stuff starts to get really easy. The second part of your life is just managing your inventory and finding new items that meet the formula to go source. So you're
Yeah.
not grinding away, 1 to 2 hours a day every single day trying to just learn the knowledge. You're more just having fun finding items that you want to source that meet the formula, and just getting new products set up and managing inventory and finding new items that meet the formula, which becomes a very relaxing, fun period of your business. So you could sit there and double dip, for a year if you wanted to, in 6 months.
Mhm.
Maybe you'd be pretty close to having that walk away money. In 6 months, you definitely could be very close to that walk away cash that you need at 8,000 gross. Um, but you could sit there and double dip for another 6 months, and be bringing in 8 grand a month from your business and bringing in 8 grand a month from your engineering career,
Yeah.
right? Double dip for 6 months and or 8 months, and you decide when you want to walk away. You could double
Yeah.
dip
I
for
think
a year.
that's really attractive because I can easily spare a couple hours a day. I know during the launch phase and educational period, I can dedicate a lot more than that, but I definitely don't want to have a lifestyle where I do that every day. My full-time job and then Amazon business for 16 hours a day.
Yeah, no, you
That's
don't.
I
Yeah,
feel like that's kind of what I've been doing, just researching these
yeah,
last couple of weeks. But
yeah, man.
eventually,
One to 2 hours a
more of
day.
management.
1 to 2 hours a day of discipline in your first 6 weeks. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to bullshit you. You have to have it. You got to be disciplined. You got to be focused like a maniac for the first 6 weeks
Hmm.
when you join this program. And once you soak it all in during, it's like going to college, you're going to night school basically. So you're doing your day job and you're coming home at night for 6 weeks, and you block it off, man. You and your girlfriend get in sync and like, look, I can't be distracted for 6 weeks. This is important for us.
Mhm.
I'm going to focus for, 2 hours a day. For the next 6 weeks, I'm going to buckle down. I'm going to get this shit done. And then after that 6 weeks, you're not grinding. It's a different kind of grind. It's more fun because you're just looking for more product to source. So when you have the capital in your business and you launch your business after 6 weeks, because you will be launching your store in 6 weeks, okay? And you'll start to make sales and money in about a month and a half after you join the program. From let's say you join today, 6 weeks from today, you're going to be making money. And then you're just going to be rolling once you go through your first 30 days. Let's say you made a few grand, right? Now you're looking at what's the second, third, or fourth product that you're going to be sinking your money into. So you're just kind of more looking and searching for new product, and it's not that grind of the first 6 weeks where you're just trying to absorb all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
it's it's more fun. You're still going to be spending some time on your business on a daily basis, maybe an hour a day or 30 minutes here, an hour here, but you're just looking for product that meets the formula, right? And you're working with
Mhm.
our team in China to get samples ordered. It's more fun work. It's definitely not grueling, by any stretch of the imagination, at all. The
Yeah.
second phase of your life is a lot of fun, in your business.
Yeah.
Um,
Sounds great.
yeah, man. So
I
that's
don't
my
mind putting time into it at all.
yeah, man. Well, that's good. Well, I've never seen anything like it. I'm going to break down some numbers for you to show you how powerful this really is. Once you take the leap, and come in and join us and bring us into your life as your coaches and mentors, I can guarantee you one thing: your life will never be the same if you're serious and if you're ready. Your mind's got to be right for
Mhm.
this shit, man. It's got to be right. You can't, this is an investment. It's a true business. It's something to go out and tackle and embrace and take to the next level. And have another branch, of your life just to go over to this side. Having options, man, that's power. You can either stay in the
Mhm.
you can either stay in the cube for another 10, 15 years and advance yourself and not have all the time to do what you want, or you could take a right turn right now, today, and say enough's enough. I'm
Mhm.
ready to invest in myself and my future, and I've never seen any other opportunity. I'm more excited, man, and that's no bullshit. I am more excited about my Amazon business than I am the future of my nutraceutical company. Um, just because there's too many moving parts with my other company,
Yeah.
employees and call centers and all that other kind of stuff. I've never seen profit like I've seen in Amazon because it's not that hard. Once you master it and you just push products to the top, you're going to make sales, and it is easy residual passive
And
income.
it seems like it's
It's a,
easy to expand. I mean,
oh man,
if you want to add a product on, just you know,
I
add a
can,
product. Take you 2 months to add another product.
yeah,
It's not
man,
going through a whole team of designers, packaging. It's you just making some calls and
that's it.
making it happen. I mean, it helps to have your team for sure. I think
Yeah.
your guys' team would help a lot.
Yeah,
So,
we've got a whole team in China ready to roll up their sleeves and go to work for you. The best sourcing,
yeah.
we've got our own exclusive team over there. So, look, man, let's just get into it, Jason. I got a little bit more to cover with you, man. I want to go through this the right way and present this to you the right way. Um, Knowledge is the key, man. Knowledge is the only thing separating you right now, Jason, from where you are to where you want to be is knowledge. We know how to do something that you don't. But the second we teach you everything that we're doing, right, there's no reason why you can't go do it as well, right? Um,
Hmm.
Knowledge is what's going to set you free, and that's what we have here, in this program. Let me turn my cell phone off because it'll ring the whole time. These are people calling in wanting to try to get into the program. Let me see. Off.
Hmm.
All right. All right. So I'm going to break this call down into 4 parts, man. I'm going to talk to you about our method and our process, and then I'm going to talk to you about return on investment. To me, that's the most important part of the call. And then I'm going to talk to you about our 4 commitments. This is an intimate relationship with Mike and Matt for the next 3 months. Yes, you're inviting us into your life, as your coaches and mentors, but we're also inviting you into ours. Again, this is a real intimate relationship with Mike and Matt. We're looking for the right people with the right motivation, which it sounds like you have. Um, And then I'm going to talk to you about the deliverables of the program. If knowledge is the key, how are we going to get it to you? What deliverable format are we going to give it to you, and how are we going to support you? So that's the 4 parts of the call that I'm going to rip through here real quick and just get into, man. So are you ready to spend about another 30 minutes, and then I'm going to rip through all this. Then I'll tell you what the tuition is at the end, and we'll decide. Are you going to move forward with us and put your life onto another path, or stay there at the Cube Farm? Um,
Right.
either way is fine by us. But you got your seatbelt on. You ready to roll?
There you go.
Okay, man. So our
You
method
hear
and
me okay? I changed to a different to my Bluetooth. That's
yeah, I'm having a little bit of
you
a
hear
hard
okay?
time hearing you.
About now.
Yeah, it's way better. Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
So our method and process, Jason, is this, man. Did you hear us talking about Jungle Scout?
Yeah.
Okay, that
I
third party.
already purchased
Yeah,
Jungle Scout, and I've been all over that,
sweet.
looking
Okay,
for
good.
products.
Have you been using it? Have you been checking it out?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure you've seen
Mm-hmm.
a lot of FBA people just like you and I that are making crap loads of money, right?
Okay.
Right. So what we're going to do in this program, man, is it's irresponsible and unrealistic to think that you're going to come in here when you're brand new to Amazon as a brand new seller, you're the lowest person on the totem pole, right? You're a brand new seller with a brand new account with one product. You're not going to go out here. It's unrealistic for you to think that when you're seeing using Jungle Scout, like, wow, if I could get into this one niche right here, look, these guys are all moving 50, 60, 70 units a day, making a killing, making 100 grand, 200 grand off of one product a year. Um, that's not what we're here to teach you how to do, man. When you start off here, we're going to basically take what Amazon gives us. We're going to take the low hanging fruit. All right. We're going to teach you the formula to get into where there's low amount of competition from a seller's standpoint, from a vendor standpoint, with products that still have a good amount of daily volume. And we're just going to simply outmarket the lower competitors, right? People who are subpar marketers, if you will. So we're going to teach you how to deploy and launch products in your store. Jason, they're going to make you between $1,000 to $3,000 a month in net profit. All right, then you're going to find another product that you're going to launch in your store. It's going to make you $1,000 to $3,000 net profit per month. Then you're going to find another one. Then you're going to find another one. Then you're going to find another one, and you're going to keep stacking them on top of each other. All right, so if you wanted to make 10 grand to 20 grand a month in this program, which is very easy to do, all you need to do is find 10 products that'll make you between $1,000 to $2,000 a month in net profit. That's it. All right, so if you've paid attention during the podcast and the videos, you understand that we run at 50% profit margins, right? Did you pick up on that?
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to put 2 grand in your pocket a month, all you got to do is find an item that sells about $4,000 gross. All right, so that may seem like, wow, $4,000, that may seem like kind of a lot. But if it's a $30 product that you're selling retail, right? So 4,000 divided by 30 is only 133 units a month. That's only 4.4 orders per day of a $30 product. If you did 4.4 orders per day of a $30 product in our system, you're going to put 2 grand a month into your pocket net profit on average. Does 4.4 orders sound unrealistic to you?
No.
It's not, man.
Not at
Very
all.
conservative. We could teach you how to do 4.4 orders in our sleep, and I'm going to get more into that in the ROI section in just a second and show you how powerful that truly is. That's exactly what I've done here, man. I've got 7 items in my store. None of my items, Jason, are doing 12 or 14 orders a day, not even close. All of my products are doing around 7 orders a day, but you know what? It doesn't sound very sexy, 7 orders a day, but it completely is because they do them every day after day, month after month,
Mm-hmm.
right? And every product puts about 2 grand a month in net profit in my pocket. I got 7 products. I'm doing around 27 grand. I'm doing about 14 grand a month in net profit. If I wanted to make 16 grand, I'd just go launch another product next month, which I will. I'm about to go to China with Mike and Matt in here in a couple of weeks. Be there with my wife for a whole week, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
probably come back with 50 products that have 10 to 30 times markups. I just launch another one. So that's the power of this model. That's our method. That's our process. Realistic, conservative, and predictable, man. Predictable and scalable being the 2 key words. We know we're going to make money before we ever even go get a freaking sample from our team in China. We know we're going to make money because we've done all of the research the right way. You've got to
Hmm.
have the right proper system to identify products that you know for a fact you can move. We're not going to be unrealistic and try to go compete in too competitive of a niche, because we're not ready for that right now. When you start off in Amazon, you're low, man. You're low on the totem pole. Amazon loves
Yeah.
two things. They love sales and reviews. The more sales and reviews you get, the better your store rank is, the better your product rank goes up. Right? You become a better seller. You can't just jump from the bottom rung of the ladder to the top thinking that you're going to go get into these products that are way too competitive. We're just going to take what Amazon gives us. We don't care what product it is. We don't care what niche it is, what category it is. If the formula tells us to get involved in this product, we're going to get into it. It doesn't matter if it's staplers are baby pacifiers. You know what I'm saying? We're looking for the
Yeah.
formula of what we can move and move quick and efficient and fast and get into profit fast. That's what we're here to teach you to do, man. That's our method. That's our process. Return on
Are
investment.
your products are your products related at all, or you just pick
Right now,
whatever product is looking good right there, just go with
yeah,
that one?
great question. Right now, my products are, but very soon, I do everything. I sell supplements. Because I have a
Hmm.
I have a supplement background because I owned a supplement company for many years before I got involved with Amazon, so it was just natural for me. And then I knew Mike and Matthew were doing supplements, and I'm like, well, hell, shit, I got a supplement background. I'm going to do supplements too, because I already have some. And then I started creating new ones, um, just for Amazon. So right now I am in a category of supplements, but next week all of that changes because I'm going to China and I'm going to come back with 50 products that are probably going to be everything from little girl earrings to, light bulbs. Who the hell knows? I have no idea what I'm going to
Hmm.
find over there, but they're going to completely be all unrelated. And and that's probably what's going to happen to you is they're probably all going to be unrelated. Now you could get into like you've heard Mike and them talk about like wine accessories. You
Yeah.
may be doing research and you find that the wine aerator example that they talk about, right, was just crazy margins and people are spending crazy money. You can get them for $3 and sell them for 30, right? Um,
Hmm.
so you may start digging deeper into wine accessories and you may find two or three more items in the wine accessories that have good markups, right, and good volume and low competition. So you may have three or four items in a category just because you dug further down to that category when you discovered one. So,
Hmm.
and your store is just, you want to think of your storefront like Walmart. So it's like Jason Johnson Inc. All right, that may be your storefront like Walmart. And then underneath your storefront, there are multiple, you can open up multiple brands, right? So just like Walmart, they have a sporting good division, right? They have a jewelry division, they've got
Hmm.
automotive, they've got bikes, they've got clothing, So just like that, you could have, wine accessories. You could have a wine accessory brand underneath your store, and you may have three or four items there. Then you may go into some, fish aquariums, for whatever reason. So you may have,
Yeah.
two or three little fish aquarium rocks and little things that you put in there and little fish pumps. You may have two or three items there. Then you may have another brand that maybe it's watches or something. You may just only have one watch. I don't know, but you've got a watch brand. It's got one product underneath it, so you're going to have
Hmm.
multiple brands underneath your store. Does that make sense?
Yep.
We don't
So
care. We don't
when
care.
it says sold by, is that you put in different brands for each
Yes.
time, or is that sold by one name?
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll set up multiple brands and all that's covered, and taught in the program about how to do that because Amazon only wants you to have one seller's account, right? Now you can sell
Hmm.
all products you want under that account. You could just open up multiple brands for different categories that you're going to go into. So you could have as many
Okay.
as you want. Um, so we're not married. We're not married to any category, any niche, or anything. We're married to the formula. If the formula tells us to get into office supplies because we found four, five, or six items that are great in office supplies, and you open up an office supply brand, right? If the formula
Hmm.
tells you you want to be in nutritional supplements and you feel like going into that space, then you open up a supplement brand. If you get into wine accessories, and you find a couple of few items there, then you open up a wine accessory brand. If you find some lawn and garden stuff, sprinklers and whatever, then you open up a lawn and garden brand.
Hmm.
but it's all under your store. Make sense?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, cool. So return on investment, man. This is to me, Jason, the most important part of the call, man. Every good entrepreneur, every good business owner needs to understand their return on investment and they need to understand how they can scale the business. So this exercise I'm about to go through is going to prove a point about how powerful this can be about that return on investment. You said you wanted to get your 3K back in the first month or two. Well, let me show you how you're going to do it. Okay. So let's say you brought us
Okay.
on board, Jason, you've hired us as your coach and mentor. You're doing the research all the way that, the way that we're going to teach you how to do it when it comes to finding what products to sell. And let's say you do invest that 3 grand into your first round of inventory. You find 2 items that you're going to launch in your business, on Amazon, and you're going to spend $1,500, let's say, on item one and $1,500 on item two. And each one of these items, when you're working with our team in China, your all-in cost is going to be $2.50. That's everything: your packaging, your logo, your shipping costs per unit, everything, all in 250. And you've done your research, you've stocked up all your competitors, right? You're going to be competing against in this space, and you can sell this item for $25 all day long. That's a 10 times markup. If you've been paying attention in the videos and podcasts, you know that that's the sweet spot, right? Did you pick up on that?
Hmm.
10
Yep.
times 10 times markups, you're going to run at 50% profit margins all day long. So item number one, you're into it for $1,500 divided by your cost 250 is 600 units on the shelf in Amazon's warehouse ready to sell. Item number two, you're into it for $1,500 divided by your cost 250 is another 600 units in Amazon's warehouse ready to sell. So if you take item one and two, right, that's a total of 1,200 units times $25 is a retail value of $30,000, right? You invested $3,000.
Hmm.
Now you're sitting on $30,000 worth of product when you sell it out, right? So let's say you go through all the training,
You
right?
have to
The
pay
first six,
Amazon as well, correct?
what's that?
You have to pay Amazon as well, correct?
Yeah, you do. That's why I'm saying when you do 10 times markup products, all right, that's why we harp on that number to, 10 times markup. You're buying for 250,
Hmm.
selling for 25. After Amazon takes out all their fees and you run your store the way that we teach you to run it, you're going to be at a 50% profit margin. So that's with Amazon's fees taken out. So if you were to
Okay.
collect if you were to collect all 30 grand and you sold all that product, right, and you collected $30,000 in gross revenue, you're going to be left with 15 grand in net profit. That's after Amazon. Amazon's already taken out all their fees. I'm just building that in.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So let's say you go through all of our training, right? And be honest with you, this is why you're hiring us, right? All the marketing tactics and the marketing methods and tactics and strategies that we're deploying to push those 2 items to the first page of Amazon. It doesn't matter that you're getting them for a great price and a great markup. If you don't get them to the first page or get them marketed properly, doesn't matter that you got a great margin. You got to sell them, right? So you're going to start deploying all the marketing strategies that we're teaching you, right? And let's say you hit the button on your store. Are you still there, by the way?
Yes.
Okay,
Hmm.
cool. All right, I heard a different little sound on the phone. All right, so so say you deploy all those marketing strategies, Jason, and you hit the button on your store, and this is your first month live to collect orders, okay? And let's say item number one averages about 3 orders a day, and then your first month it doesn't average 3 orders per day on your first day, but in your first month you average 3 orders per day. That's about $75 a day in sales. Item number two averages about 3 orders per day as well in your first month. All right. So let me stop you right there and ask you, based on all the podcasts that you've listened to and all the videos that you've seen, and just your common sense about Amazon, does 3 orders per day sound unrealistic to you?
Not at all.
Very, very
I mean,
obtainable,
it
right?
seems like a very low amount.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you got 2 7-figure Amazon earners coaching and mentoring you one-on-one for the next 3 months. For God's sakes, you hope you could do 3 orders per day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you didn't believe that we could help you do 3 orders per day, man, we should just hang up the phone right now and not waste each other's time. And we'd have no business coaching or mentoring you if we can't help you do fucking 3 orders per day. It's
Yeah.
conservative, and I'm doing this on purpose, man, because I want you to see the power of the numbers of what happens with just 3 orders per day, which by your own admission is just sounds so realistic. It's like a no-brainer, right? So what does it
Mhm.
break down to on paper? Let's figure out what it breaks down to on paper. This is where the rubber starts to hit the road. You invested 3 grand. You've got a retail value of 30 grand, right? 10 times markup. Again, you've seen the videos. If you're paying attention, you're watching their earnings, their gross sales versus their deposits, which they show all over in the videos and talk about. It's a 50% profit margin is what we run at. So when you collect 30 grand, right, you're going to collect $15,000 in net profit, right? When you sell 30 grand worth of stuff, 50% profit margin, 15 grand in net profit. So how the hell do we get to
Mhm.
the 15 grand? So this is where I want to make this so conservative again to just drive the nail in the coffin about how simple this is. If you averaged only 3 orders per day times 30 days in a month, right? That's roughly 100 orders a month. It's 90 orders, but let's just round it up to 100 to make the numbers easier. So 3 orders per day times 30 days in a month is 100 orders a month. I want to play like in this scenario, Jason, that no matter what you do, you can never get higher than 3 orders per day on average. No matter how hard you work on them, no matter how hard you try to optimize them better or change your title, all the things that we teach, these items are stuck at 3 orders per day for the rest of their lives. All right. So if you did three
Mhm.
orders per day in month 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're doing 100 orders a month. Well, you're sold out of that inventory in 6 months, right? You started with 600 units of both item one and item two. If you're doing 100 orders a month of each one, in 6 months the shelves are empty. You've sold out, right? So in 6 months you would have turned a $3,000 investment into $15,000 worth of net profit. That's a 5 times return on your money, and all it took to do that was 3 measly orders per day. Where do you think you can go in the world today into any little side business or any little investment, stock market or wherever, and plunk in 3 grand cold and pull out 15 grand in 6 months? Do you know of any place that you can go and do that right now here today?
Very lucky. Stock gamble. But more gambling. Things
Nowhere,
that are a lot more risky than this, I would imagine.
right. I don't know where they are, that are solid, are legal. But this is the exact reason, Jason, why I'm more excited about my Amazon business than I am my direct to consumer online marketing company where I'm competing against Amazon, because I've never in my life in 12 years of doing online marketing have I been able to invest 3 grand into a project and turn it into 15 grand. I can't even buy traffic to test my sales funnels. I mean, I just hired a consultant to build a sales funnel for me. It cost me 40 grand. Okay.
It's,
Um, I can't even test a sales funnel for $3,000 with just buying media, buying traffic, buying Facebook ads or Google ads, or an email list or something. I've never done it. So what if you just said, man, that was fun. Let's do that again. Let me invest another 3 grand to generate another 15 grand. If all you did in this business, Jason, was launch 2 products in your store that only did 3 orders per day and you did it for 1 year, you will have invested $6,000 to generate 30 grand worth of net profit. So $30,000 minus your six leaves you with $24,000. If you just quit after that and only did 2 items that only did 3 orders per day, you'd walk away with 24 grand in your pocket. Okay. And that's about as uber conservative as I can make it. Now, how do you scale? What if you did 4 items in your first year that only did 3 orders per day? By your own admission, is child's play, right? 3 orders per day
mm-hmm.
is nothing. If you did 4 products, you're going to put anywhere from 48 to $50,000 in your pocket in your first year. 6 products, if they only did 3 orders per day in your first year, you're going to put $72,000 to $75,000 in profit in your pocket in your first year. That's about what you're making at your job, right? And that's just 6 products
Yep.
doing 3 orders per day, which is nothing. Again, if you don't believe that we can help you do 3 orders per day, then we shouldn't be talking. Um,
No,
that's the
I
power
wouldn't
of
have
this
taken the call.
business. That's the power of this business, man. And it's conservative. Do you think if you put $75,000 in your pocket in your first year that you could afford a measly tuition? You think you're going to recoup your return on investment of your 3 grand in your product? You think you're going to recoup your investment
Mm-hmm.
to get the knowledge that you need to be able to go out here and do this? Of course you will. You just made 75 grand. You know what I'm saying? So three
Mm-hmm.
orders per day, Jason, is so conservative. What's more realistic is 5 orders a day. Students who come into this program hungry, ready to get out of the cube farm, right, rolling up their sleeves, ready for a life change, foaming at the mouth for something better in life than sitting in the cube farm. 5 orders per day is average of what people get starting out in this company, in their own starting this business, right? Who follow our instruction.
Mhm.
5 order a day is more realistic. If that happens, you're going to turn a $3,000 investment into 15 grand in 4 months, not six. Right? That's how you're going to get
Yeah.
your money back in the first 1 to 2 months of your 3K, and that's how you're going to get your excess profit back so you can scale into products 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you wake up 6, 7 months from now, you've got 7 products all doing around, $1,500 to $2,000 a month, and you're bringing in 14 grand a month like I am. That's how you
Mhm.
do. That's how you do it. Those are the numbers. Any questions on any of that, man? Does all that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Does
I'm
it?
kind of curious what you say 100 students. I'm not sure what your number is now, but is there a failure rate, and why do those students fail? If so,
Of course there is. Of course there's a failure rate. 100% there is. For people who don't show up, who aren't serious, who join the program, they don't jump on the live weekly webinars, they don't call Mike and Matthew, they get behind, they procrastinate, they don't take their dreams and their future seriously, they fucking fail.
mm-hmm.
They flat out
Yeah.
fail, and we have them. We try to avoid that, but it's not our fault. We're here every day. And when I get into the deliverables of the program, Jason, it's going to become very apparent the serious commitment. This is stuff that we take very, very seriously. This is why we don't take on every single student. This is why we limit the number of seats that we sell, because we're going to support the crap out of you. We're,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to be here for you. If you're going to have questions, you're going to fall down, you're not going to understand something, but we're going to be here to pick you up. But if you fall down on the ground and you get behind and you start to stress out and you start to give up and you don't reach out a hand and ask for help to get you back on track, and
Mm-hmm.
you're going to lay on the floor crying like a baby, right? And you're not asking for
Yeah.
help or anything, you're going to fail. 100% you'll fail. But if you show up
Mm-hmm.
every day, remember I told you at the very beginning, you have to be committed to your future. For the first 6 weeks, put on your damn helmet, man. Put on the chin strap and say, I'm going to do this, and show up every day for yourself, not for us. I've already done this. Show up for yourself. You've got to look yourself in the mirror and
Yeah.
say, I'm either going to do this and I invested in it, or I'm not going to do it and I'm going to let it discourage me. For 6 weeks, you're going to need to just apply yourself to this business to get the knowledge you need to go after it. If you show up and you're like, I'm tired today, had a long day at the Cube Farm, I'm done. I don't have the time. Let's go out and have a beer. Let's go to dinner. You know, uh, and you do that for 2 or 3 days in a row, and you try to come in on the fourth day and you're like, fuck, I'm behind. Now I'm doing this. Oh, now I'm getting stressed out. Now I'm against the clock. Now time's ticking. You know, then
Mm-hmm.
you may give up. And then people do it, man. They do it every day. I don't know why. I don't know why they do it, but they do. So that's the
People become
honest answer.
motivated.
That's the honest answer to your question. Now, people that roll up their sleeves and say enough's enough and they're serious, success rate is through the roof, because we won't let you fail. Again, it's going to become very apparent when I get into the deliverables of the program how we're going to support you. We won't let you fail.
Okay.
We build in so many safety nets that it's not going to be our fault if you fail. It's not going to be because of us, and it's not going to be because of our system. This is something we take very seriously. We put on our chin, we put on our helmet every day for our students, period. And it's up to you if you're going to show up or not. That's the honest answer.
Okay.
All right. Um, so the commitments, man, these are the 4 commitments that we ask you to commit to before we offer you a seat in the class. Okay. You got to be willing. The first commitment is time. You got to be willing to dedicate 10 hours a week to your Amazon business. All right. This is a coaching program. I want to be really clear about that. It's not a done for you service. We're not going to do any of the work for you. We're going to teach you how to do everything that we're doing. We're going to support you. We're going to answer every single question you could ever have, Jason. We're going to make sure that you can execute everything we teach. And if you get stuck, man, we're going to make sure 100% that we get you unstuck. You'll never be left alone in this program. But it's 10 hours a week, 1 to 2 hours a day, something that you're able to commit to.
Mm-hmm.
Great. You can
You
check
know.
you can check time off your list. The next commitment is knowledge. You have to be willing and committed to learning from Mike and Matthew and them alone. If you're hiring them as your coach and your mentor, Why in the hell would you go learn knowledge from somewhere else outside the system and implement it into our program, right? You've heard other
Mhm.
podcasts. There's other things out there. There's other quote unquote Amazon experts that know what they're talking about, right? The problem is you've never done this before. You don't know what's good information or bad information. So you have to tune all that shit out. You have to just follow
Okay.
Mike and Matthew's platform and their methods to the T. Because if you go out and read some damn blog post about how to do keyword research and optimize your Amazon listing from some quote unquote expert, and you implement that knowledge into this system, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to break it. And you're going to wake up going, why the hell can't I get 3 orders per day? Doug swore to me I get 3 orders per day. Well, it's because you went outside the system and you got a knowledge from somewhere else and you put it in here and you broke it. And then you're going to be frustrated, and Mike and Matthew are going to have to try to figure out what the hell happened, right? And everybody's going to be frustrated. So I'm trying to cut this off at the pass and give you some preconceived thoughts to not go outside. Can you do that? Can you commit to not going outside the system?
Definitely.
Okay, you can check that
Hmm.
off your list. The next commitment is resources. This business takes money to make money. To do it properly, man, you got to reinvest your profits back into your business for the first 6 months. We talked about that. And that's pretty self-explanatory as to why to do that. But the minimum that you want to be able to invest in your first round of inventory is a couple grand, man. You know, we went through some scenarios. You mean you could buy 600 units of something that you're getting for $2.50, you know, for $1,500. That gets you in the game. It just depends on, Jason, what you're going to source. Is it a $2.50 item or is it a $4 item? You know, are you going to launch one product or are you going to launch two products? We don't advise that you try to launch 3 or 4 at one time. Start with one. Two is good too. One or two. Get your feet wet. You know, learn
Hmm.
and use those two. Take the profits, reinvest them back in. But can you commit to spending and commit your resources to around 2 or 3 grand? Can you commit to that? Is that something you
Yeah.
can commit to? All right.
Can't see
Also,
that.
you know that there's a tuition involved here. Are you committed to using your resources that you have at hand to bring us into your life to acquire the knowledge that you need to be able to go out here and do that? Are you willing to leverage either your savings or a card or whatever it is to get started today? Is that something you're willing to commit to?
I'm willing to. I'd like to know what the actual numbers are, but
It's coming up, man.
I'm definitely willing to commit.
It's coming up, man. It's $4 million and all of your kids after they're born. That's what we want.
Gold.
All right, man. So, well, good. Well, you're committed to doing it, though, right? You're committed to using if it makes
Definitely.
sense. All right, and it should make
Hmm.
sense. All right. So the
Man,
last,
I'm running into roadblocks left and right. It's just stuff I don't know. You know, it'd be easy. It's a lot easier to have a resource to
a
call it
hundred,
or ask.
100%, man. I mean, if you go out on your own, I'm going to guarantee you're going to run into roadblocks. Not to say that you're
There's
not
a
a
lot of
smart guy.
uncertainty.
Yeah. And when I break down the deliverables, it starts to make a whole lot of sense of why to bring somebody on like us to help you navigate all those pitfalls 100%. And I'll hopefully blow your mind when I tell you what you're going to get in this program. The last commitment, Jason, is you got to be a strong decision maker, man. You have to decide that you're ready to commit. If you're not going to commit to this, you got to commit to something if you want to get out of the cube farm, right? If you want to,
Hmm.
go out and enjoy playing more soccer, woodworking, riding motorcycles, buying more motorcycles, starting a family, traveling with your girlfriend. If you're serious about all those things, you either get out of the fucking cube farm or you stay there. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude,
Hmm.
but that's it. So this is a chance to decide to make a decision to move your life forward, right? And take a right turn and give yourself power and option. I can't make the decision for you. I can only show you the door. But on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least excited to make a decision to get started today, it being the least, 1 being the least excited to make a decision to get started today, 10 being the most excited to make a decision to get started today. Where are you falling right now, man?
I'm 11. I'm ready to go.
Sweet. I love it.
I'm gonna
Awesome.
make this happen.
All right, bro. Well, look, let's make it
I
happen. Let me
mean,
let me tell you what you're going to get, man. I'm excited that you're 11. You should be excited, man, because this is life-changing stuff here. So let me tell you what you're going to get, the deliverables, and then I'm going to hit you with the tuition, and then let's find a way to make this thing happen and get you going starting today. So the first thing you're going to get, man, when you decide to enroll, Jason, is you're going to get a welcome email from Matthew. Inside that welcome email is a link to your members area. Okay, you're going to create a username and password. to access your gated membership content. Sitting there waiting for you are going to be 4 video training modules. Okay, 4 training modules. This is 12 hours worth of pre-recorded video content. All right. Just like those videos that you've seen so far where Mike and Matthew's videos up in the upper left-hand corner and they're logged into their
Hmm.
seller's account showing you things, that's the same way that these videos are set up. This is self-paced learning, right? You've got a busy schedule. You've got work. This is where you're going to be spending the bulk of that, that 2 hours that I told you, a day. You're going to be spending the bulk of that time here watching your video training modules and executing your homework assignments. That's going to be the bulk of your 2 hours a day is in these video training modules. This is all of our intellectual property. All right. All of our formulas that we teach you to look for when you're looking for product to sell that has low competition and good volume. All right. Everything that we teach, learn, and know how to do are contained in these video training modules. Okay. It's 12
Hmm.
total hours worth of content. 12 total hours worth of content. Each video training module is specifically designed to be 1 week's worth of homework assignments. So like video training module number 1, it's an hour and 47 minutes long. All right, but it's going to take you 1 week to execute all the homework assignments that we're going to give you from that 1 hour and 47 minutes worth of video that you're going to watch. It's going to take you a week to get all your work done. And then once you do all your work there, you'll move on to video training module number 2, same thing, a week. So you're going to go, Jason,
So is
from
that
the,
like 8 hours a week, or
yeah, two,
what's
four,
your
six,
time with me
yeah,
on? Okay.
10 hours a week, 1 to 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week. I would block
Okay.
out 2 hours. You can do it, and you can do it. You can go through this as fast or as slow as you want, but you want to stay on pace. I'm just giving you some personal advice as a student. Work on your business every day. Do not miss a day for your first
Hmm.
6 weeks. Every day, do something to move it forward. Don't just miss a couple of days. Try as hard as you can to knock out tasks every day to just keep the ball moving forward. Because there's some things you can't speed up. There's some things like you can't speed up getting a sample from China, but you want to, like your first
Yeah.
homework assignment from module number 1, honestly, is just applying the formula using Jungle Scout and scouring Amazon to find products that meet the formula. All right.
Hmm.
That's your first week's homework assignment. And then work with our team in China at the end of your first week to get your samples going. Then you move on and you're going on to video training module number 2. So, carve out an hour and a half to 2 hours a day for the first 6 weeks and just keep moving your business forward. That's my personal advice for you. These video training modules, man, they're broken down like this. When you log into video training module number 1, they're going to say, hey, welcome to video training module number 1. Congratulations. Roll up your sleeves. Let's get to work. Let me show you what to do. Okay, let's go right here. Do you see? Let's go to this seller's account right here. You go to this link and open up this page on Amazon. All right, I want you to go into this seller's account. I want you to click on this tab. I want you to fill out these forms this way. I want you to select these 3 buttons and these 3 options. Then I want you to click next and then save and update. Pause the video and do that now. So you're going to sit there and watch them right in front of you do step 1. We don't teach in theory and all that bullshit. We're going to show you what to do for every single step. Step 2, the same thing. Go over here, do this. Do you see how I'm doing this right here? Grab this over here, drag it there, place it there, click the button. Do that now. You'll pause the video, you'll watch what we just did, and you'll go execute what you saw. Boom, boom, boom. Every single step,
Perfect.
we just
Exactly what I want.
do it for you. We don't teach in theory. You're not going to hear it be on some green screen background, Mike and Matthew talking heads, right? Blah, 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 blah. Do this. You should think about
Hmm.
doing this. Blah, blah. No, fuck that. We're going to show you what to do. From step 1 to step 50, it will be broken down for you. We're just going to spoon feed it to you so you can just keep moving ahead. And all you want to do, man, Jason, is focus on the task at hand. Don't try to overwhelm yourself and think about the big. You got to focus just on what's important, what's in front of you now, get it done, and then move to the next one and focus on that one. You know, don't look ahead, just focus on that one, get it done, move on. All right? That's what you're going to do
Okay.
every day. Boom, boom, boom. All right? The next thing you're going to get, the second deliverable in the program, is what we call proactive coaching. All right? Your first live coaching call will be next Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're in North Carolina, so 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Monday. What is that? The I'm messing up my dates right now. So today
On
is
the
the
date
6th.
would be
So this is the
10.
10th. All right. So Monday the 10th is when the next training class begins. We have a few seats left, man. We've got about three or four seats left. Would love, obviously, to offer you one of those spots. We usually run the classes. The next one probably won't be for, a couple of months. 2 to 3 months is typical about how we space these things out. Um, so if this is something that you want, you're an 11, it's something you probably want to jump on board with. But let me break down how it works. So every week, Mike and Matthew are going to be teaching on one of these video training modules live. So not only will you be going through them at your own pace, Mike and Matthew are going to get on a live webinar every Monday night, and they're going to break everything down for you step by step of all the important things from those video training modules. They're going to coach on it live for 1 hour. All right. You're going to get to raise your hand at the end of the live 1 hour webinar, and you can ask these guys as many questions as you want on the webinar right there. They will not get off the webinar, Jason, until they answer every single one of your questions, and you have crystal clear clarity on what you need to do next to move your business forward. All right. If you miss a
Yeah.
webinar, it's okay. It's recorded. It's put into your members area. I wouldn't make a habit of doing that because you miss out on the question and answer, right? If that's what would suck about missing the live webinars, you don't get to participate in the live Q&A, which is a highly valuable part of the coaching, right? That's
hmm
okay. We build in a safety net. Again, I wouldn't make a habit of missing those, but we build in a safety net, and what's the third deliverable of the program we call reactive coaching. We're going to give you direct private cell phone access to both Mike and Matt. This is the same phone their friends and family use. You're going to have unlimited access to Mike and Matt Monday through Friday, day or night, Jason. If you get stuck, if you don't understand something, if you hit a roadblock and you just like video training module number 3 about keyword optimization, you don't understand it, you pick up the phone, you call Mike and Matt. We use a service called Voxer. It turns your phone into a walkie-talkie. If you don't understand something, you pick up the phone,
I
you
have
go,
that.
you got Voxer, hey, bloop, bloop, bloop. Hey, Mike, Matt, it's Jason. Man, I just don't understand, keyword optimization in module number 3. I'm just not connecting the dots. Something's eluding me. I just need a little bit more hand holding. I just need one little thing to help me understand this. Can you guys give me a shout? Hey, hey, Jason, it's Mike. Well, what can I help you with, man? What aren't you getting? Well, hey, I can't get this. Well, hey, da-da. So you guys are going to communicate via Voxer until they solve the riddle. All right, and they're going to walk you through whatever problems you're having. So for 12 weeks, Jason, for 3 months, you're going to have direct access to two seven-figure Amazon earners. I don't know where else online you can go and get phone access to two seven-figure earners, unlimited, day or night, Monday through Friday for 12 weeks. With this one feature alone, how the hell is it, Jason, you think you could fail?
I don't think there's any way.
You can't,
Uh,
unless you give up.
can I ask?
Unless you give
hmm
up. Exactly. The next
I feel like
deliverable,
I've already committed more time and more effort into this than what this program sounds like it's requiring. That doesn't mean I'm going to commit less time, but yeah, this all sounds awesome so far.
yeah, man, we're not going to let you fail, man. If you get stuck, you pick up the phone and call us. I'll go one step further for you. I'll give you a big clue to the program that when you do all your product research with Jungle Scout, man, and you rip through all of your data, right? You do your research and you narrow it down to 4 products that you feel meet the formula. You pick up Voxer and you go bloop bloop bloop. Hey, Mike, Matt, it's Jason. I want to schedule my product consult call with Alex. Alex is our product consultant coach. Okay. And they'll say, hey, okay,
hmm
Jason, let's get you scheduled with Alex. All right, let's get him on the phone with you. Alex will get on the phone with you for a half an hour, Jason, and he's going to rip apart your research. And he's going to say, hey, Jason, he's going to spend a half an hour on the phone with you. Hey, Jason, let me see what you got. You're going to give him all your Jungle Scout data, your Excel spreadsheets, right, that you export out of there. And he's going to rip it apart. You guys are going to look at all a bunch of stuff live while you're on the phone, have a conversation. And he's going to say, Jason, man, products 1 and 2 out of the 4 that you gave us that we're looking at right now, outstanding, man. You nailed it. Incredible. It hits every aspect of the formula. You're going to get into 3, 4, 5 orders a day with this product, no problem. You know, go forth and prosper. Go work with Jing in China and get your product, get your samples going. Products 3 and 4, what I'm looking at here, I don't like it. Too much
Yeah.
competition. The margins aren't right. You know, I would push these off to the side. We're not going to let you fail, bro. So not only will we not answer all your questions, when you do all your research, the most nervous you're ever going to be, man. No shit. I mean, still to this day, I get a little bit nervous, but I've done it now enough times where I got the confidence. But when I was first starting out, you're like, am I going to get this and just, hear launch my product and hear crickets, and not get any
Yeah.
orders? It's going to sit on the shelf forever. You're never more nervous when you're pulling the trigger your first time or two getting product from China. So we're going to alleviate that for you, man. We're going to sit on the phone with you for a half an hour, rip apart all your research. We may tell you, hey, all of these are shit. This is what you did wrong. This is what you need to look for more of. You need to hit more of this part of the formula. None of these four. Go back and do it again, and let's schedule another call. So I mean, you want that feedback, right? Because you don't want to launch a product that's gonna tank. We're not going to let you
Mhm.
tank. We're going to be here for you if you have questions, and we're going to rip apart all your research to make sure you don't pick a loser product. That's where the rubber hits the road
Right.
with us. That's different than any other bullshit program that's out there. You won't get you go tell me another Amazon coaching program that's going to give you two seven-figure earners Voxer number where you can pound them unlimited questions, 5 questions a week if you need to for 3 months. You're not going to find it. Go find some product coach that's going to sit on the phone with you for
Mhm.
a half an hour and rip apart your research. You're not going to find it. Only here. Right? So we're not going to let you fail, man. That's the point that I'm trying to drive home here. There's no excuse. The student is the only outlier in our formula. Are you going to show up? Because we're going to show up, as long as you do. Next thing that we're going to give you is access to the Facebook Mastermind group. All right, this is a private group of all of our students, all of our graduates, all the people that are currently going through the program. You can leverage this group as another layer of support. You can ask us questions. Hey, have you guys ever run into this issue? Hey, I'm seeing this over here, with this part of getting ungated or whatever. We're going to be able to answer your questions, because we've all been there before. So you can use this as another layer of support. But the secret, super hidden power of this Facebook group is it doesn't matter, Jason, if you're launching your first product or your 20th product. You're going to leverage this group. You're going to go to Amazon. We're going to teach you how to do this. You create your free vouchers for your product. You come back to the student group and you give away free product and you give away vouchers. Hey, I'm giving away a bunch of these men's wallets today. Go get your free wallets. We'll grab your voucher. We'll go buy your wallet for free. We'll come back and we'll pound you with 5-star reviews. Okay, so if you're looking at your formula properly, you're going to immediately leapfrog over, catapult over all those other subpar marketers. Boom, we're just going to go right over the top of them with 5-star reviews right out of the gate. We're just going to give you that shove off the starting line that you need, right? And just dominate
Mhm.
very quickly and start pushing you up to page one for a handful of keyword phrases that are relative to your product with a whole bunch of reviews. Super, super powerful. Obviously, reviews are a huge part of Amazon's algorithm. We're going to leverage the hell out of it, right? Because we've got a large student group. The next thing that we're going to give
Mhm.
you is the personal Rolodex of all of our vendors. Every single vendor that we use today, right now, we're going to give them to you so you don't have to waste time and waste money. The big one is our team in China. We've got our own exclusive team in China. We've got dozens and dozens of team members right now waiting to go to work for you dispersed across China. All right. So when you pick your product and Alex tears it apart and he says, man, men's wallets, dude, Jason, go for it. You found a great product, right? You're going to work with Jing to get your samples. Go call Jing. You're going to get on the phone with Jing. You're going to get assigned a sourcing agent to you. This is going to be your guy. He's going to work with every factory in China, right, to make sure all of your business
Mhm.
affairs are done properly in China. He's your liaison. He's your conduit to everything in China. All right, so you're just talking with one person, which trust me, you don't want to deal with 15 different salespeople at 15 different factories in China. It's a friggin' nightmare, right? This guy's going to
Yeah.
streamline everything for you. So you're going to get on the phone with him. You're going to have a conversation. You're going to send him links to Alibaba, links to Amazon of the wallets that you like, right? You're going to send it on over to him. You're going to have a discussion. He's going to go away, or she's going to go away, and they're going to find you the highest quality factory in China that produces the highest quality wallet that meets your specifications. And then they're going to mail you free samples. You're not going to have to pay for them. You don't pay for any of these. You haven't paid these guys anything yet. You're going to mail you free samples of wallets. You're going to touch the wallet, inspect it. Is the leather good? Because you're about to put your name on this thing. You don't want some cheap bullshitty
Mhm.
wallet that you've never touched or seen, right? So you're going to pick a wallet eventually. Wow, I like wallet number 3. Man, wallet number 3 is badass. Let me get on the phone. Call your sourcing agent back up. You guys are going to walk through all of the details of the order, everything. What's the minimum quantity order? What are my quantity discount schedules that are available? What are my packaging options that are available from from this factory for this wallet. Where am I going to put my logo
Yeah.
on this wallet? Everything. You're going to create the whole framework of the order. They're going to go back and negotiate the deal with the factory. They're going to get you the wallet the best possible price they can. They're going to get that wallet for 3 to 5 times cheaper, Jason, than you'd ever be able to get it on your own if you went to the same factory. You're still not going to be able to get it for the same price these guys are, because they're not going to treat you. They're not going to treat you like they treat our sourcing agents that are over in China that have a history, a reputation, buying power, and and longevity in the industry over there. Like, you're just coming in off the streets. They're going to get you for every dollar they can. So you're going to get it 3 to 5 times cheaper. So they're going to get the order going. They're going to handle every aspect of the order. When those wallets start cranking out at the end of the machine, they're going to do what's called a QCR. Your sourcing agent's going to go out to the factory. When those first 20 or 30 wallets come off the factory line, they're going to do a quality control run. They're going to be right there watching and getting spit out at the end, right? They're going to open up the packaging. They're going to inspect the wallet. They're going to make sure the stitching was done properly. They're going to make sure your logo was pressed into the leather at the proper location and it's the right color, or whatever it is that you guys decided on, because they've been there from day one putting the order together with you, right? So they're going to inspect everything from top to bottom. If they give the guys a thumb up, that nothing's wrong, we're trying to catch any defects, because you don't want any defective product, right, going over to Amazon and getting in the hands of your customer. We're going to protect you from that. We're not going to allow that to happen. So when
That's one of my biggest fears, is getting played by wire.
Yeah, it's not going to happen here, man.
Especially being my first time.
Yeah, it's not going to happen here. With our team in China, you have zero risk, zero liability for getting taken for a ride by any shady factory in China. It's not going to happen because we're not going to work with them. These guys have been over there, been doing this for many, 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 many years. They know who to work with, who not to work with. You're not going to have any defective product. You're not going to get taken for a ride. These guys protect you. That's why we have them in place. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. So they're going to inspect every part of your order, man. And the only time the factory will get paid, Jason, is when your order has been completely quality control checked from top to bottom and is bound for the United States, headed for Amazon's warehouse. Is the only time the factory will receive one dime of your money, period.
Right.
Not going to happen. Okay. So we're going to protect you there. So that's an amazing resource we have.
What about the sourcing guy?
I'm having a little
trouble. What does he
get
out of it?
I'm having a little trouble kind of hearing.
What is it? Sorry. What about the sourcing contact over there? What does she get out of it?
Oh yeah.
Is he paid by me or?
Gotcha. Yeah. So say you ordered 300, 400 wallets. Say you spent $1,500 on these, like 400 wallets or something. So all they're working for is 5 to 10% of the total order price. So at $1,500, they're going to charge you 10%. So for $150, they're going to do all of that legwork that I just described, getting you the samples, getting on the phone with you, managing every aspect of your order, doing all the paperwork, dealing with the salespeople over there, doing the quality control checks and the quality control run. They're doing all of that shit for you for $150.
Well worth it.
Can you believe it? I'd pay them twice as much if they asked me to do it. Because and trust me, when you say you got 10 products going with 10 different factories, right? They're managing all of those relationships, all those conversations, all the reordering, all the paperwork, all of that stuff. They're doing all that so you don't have to. They're making this super easy for us. So all we have to do over here is manage our inventory and find new products that meet the formula and work with them to get it done, right? And that's it.
Right.
They make this so easy on you. It's ridiculous. So it's highly worth it, obviously. The next thing that you're going to get is all of our other vendors, right? Who does our logos? Where do we get our UPC codes? Who does our backlinks? Every vendor that we use in our business currently, we've made thousands and thousands of dollars worth of mistakes, so you don't have to. So when it comes to the part of the training that you need to go do a logo, you don't need to beat your head against the wall and say, oh my gosh, how much should I pay for a logo? Where do I go? Who should I hire? How much should I spend? You don't need to do any of that stuff. We're just going to say, hey, look, here are 3 graphic designers. We've been doing this a long time. Here are 3 graphic designers. They do outstanding work. They're affordable and they're fast. Use one of these guys. So we're going to give you our vendors. Where do you get your UPC codes? Hey, you don't need to go do Google research for 3 hours and try to figure out what UPC code company you should buy UPC codes from. Go use the company that we use. They're right here. Go to this site. Go buy them from here. They're cheap, they're affordable, and they do outstanding work. Go use this guy. So you don't have to go bouncing around trying to figure out who should you use and how much should you hire people for to help support you in your business. We're just going to give you all the people that we use, right?
Hmm.
So you don't have to think about all that stuff. Um, that's it, man. That's the 5 deliverables of the program. Any questions on any of that, or is that pretty clear?
I think it's pretty clear. Yeah.
Okay, man. Um, so we're going to throw in a bonus for you when you decide to join the Amazon Inner Circle. I could tell by your application you've seen us talking about ClickFunnels and all that other stuff. We have another course
Hmm.
called the Marketing Masters course. Have you heard us talking about it?
Yep.
Okay. That's a $5,000 program. We're throwing it in for free when you join the Amazon Inner Circle. How do we dominate YouTube? How do we dominate iTunes? How did we get those podcasts up to the top of iTunes? We're going to teach you how we did that in the Marketing Masters course. How do we dominate Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all these other traffic sources? How do we run ads and then send them to our landing pages that describes our Amazon products and go from that page into our Amazon listing? So we leverage other traffic sources, not just Amazon's platform, Jason. We leverage other traffic sources to drive sales into our Amazon store outside of Amazon's platform. So we're multifaceted, right? We're not just depending on Amazon to make all of our sales for us. We're going to teach you how to go dominate
Hmm.
all these other platforms. We're going to give you all of our websites so you can clone them and make them your own and send traffic into your Amazon listings. We're going to give you all of our email autoresponders, all of our voice and text broadcasts. Everything that we do as marketers outside of Amazon's platform, we're going to teach you how to do in the Marketing Masters course. A lot of the techniques that I use to launch my nutraceutical business, I learned from the Marketing Masters course. This is stuff that Matthew taught me 5 years ago that still work today, right? Inside the Marketing Masters course.
Hmm.
So not only can you use this to drive traffic to your Amazon, you could use this to launch any business, that you want, not just Amazon sales. You could take these techniques and start your own coaching business or do whatever
Yeah.
else you wanted. Highly valuable. We throw it in for free when you join the program as a bonus. So the tuition, man, for the Amazon Inner Circle is a one-time payment of $4,997. So I know you were an 11. So are you going to take one of the
Hmm.
last seats in the class, Jason?
5 grand. Well, that would require some shuffling of finances.
Hmm.
If not impossible. Um,
I could break it down into a couple of payments for you, man, if it helps you out.
that would help immensely.
Well, I'm here to get you started, man. I know you want to get started,
Yeah.
so I want to work with you to get you started, man. So what if I broke it into 2 payments? 2,500 today, you get in, you're in the program fully, you get everything, and then 30 days from now, you can shuffle money around whatever you need to cover the next $2,500 payment in 30 days from today. Would that work for you to get you
Hmm.
started?
I will have to look at. I can pay with the card, right? Credit card.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we take a card, we get you
Okay.
started.
It's a lot of money over the phone, but I'm very excited about this. And
Da-na,
yeah, I'll just
na,
have to.
da-na-na,
I'll have to look at
da-na.
my personal capital here. I might sell a motorcycle.
Right, you don't have a credit card to leverage, man?
Yeah, I do. I do.
That's the way
Look
to
at
do it,
that.
man. When I start a business, why use your own money? Leverage the banks. You look, man, if you do 4 products that do 3 orders a day, you're going to start making money month 2 and 3. You just pay back your card a little bit, even if it was a minimum payment on 2,500 bucks, you're making a couple $100. You're going to use the bank's money to start your business and just start paying back your card. I put everything on a card. They made me pay my tuition in full, uh, and I paid it back in 3.5 months. I was flush. I was all paid back. Now I have a business that's
Yeah.
in the black, and I used the bank's money to fund my business. Why use all your life savings? Use the bank's money. This is
Hmm.
an asset. It's going to make you money. You think you're going to, we're going to help you do 3 orders a day, right? You've seen the profit of 3 orders a day. You don't think you're going to be able to make enough money to pay your card off or pay it down?
No, that seems
100%, man.
very reasonable.
Very reasonable.
Yeah.
So whip out the card, 2,500 bucks. Let's go.
Just give me 1 second, maybe a few seconds.
Okay.
Trying to decide which card to pay with.
Okay. And I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't know if the Bluetooth is it's kind of
Okay.
got like this
Yeah, I
buzzing.
think. Let me get back on my phone here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can't. Oh, it's way better. Thanks, man.
Okay. It's a little easier on that
I hear you.
to type with you and take notes and everything on Bluetooth.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Before. So as far as those 4 video modules,
Mm-hmm.
are those up to date? Is that it seems like it's a pretty dynamic business
Yeah, man.
in Amazon. Things are changing. They have new terms of service all the time. Maybe not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, everything, man, is completely up to date. If there's any changes, I mean, Mike and Matthew, this is their business. This is what they focus on. These guys are always have their ears to the track. They're always going to internet marketing conferences to learn more about Amazon and changes that are coming down the pike. Any major announcements, any kind of different algorithm changes, I mean, these guys are going to be some of the first people to know about it, obviously. It's an important part of their
Hmm.
life, part of their business. But everything's current. If anything changes, they're definitely going to alert all of us. And they do that all the
Okay.
time. It hasn't happened too much. I mean, the biggest change was last summer when they changed how you can give away product and stuff. They made
Hmm.
a decent change there, but
I heard about that.
other than that, there hasn't been any really big, huge announcements. But if it comes down the pike, these guys are the first to know about it.
Okay.
And Jason
And what
is,
about?
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, what about so my product, say my total budget is $3,000 for that right off the bat. If I were to put $3,000 in the product, obviously it's going to cost extra for the shipping and
Yeah,
the sourcing help and all that. How does that compare to the overall cost?
Yeah, the good question. The like when you go source a product, just like to go back to what we are familiar with, what I went through on the phone, like $2.50. Let's say I found a lot of success in kind of that $3 range, stuff that I'm getting for 250
Hmm.
to $3 and I'm selling for like 25 to 30. You're going to be able to find stuff like that, So if it's a $2.50 product, that's like all of your costs. That's like your logo getting put on each product, right? That's your shipping cost per unit. It may cost you like, 15 to 20 cents a unit to ship that product over here. Obviously, we're talking general numbers here because we don't know exactly what you're going to be sourcing. But when you pull the trigger on your order, your all-in cost may be like $2.50. You're going to factor that in, what the shipping is,
Okay.
what your logo is. And when you work with Jing, right? And let's say it's $1,500. Say you're going to buy 400 wallets, right? At let's say it's at 1,200 bucks, 400 wallets at $3 a pop, and you're going to spend 1,200 bucks to get started. Maybe that's
Hmm.
what you do. Um, you're going to pay Jing a 30% deposit up front on 1,200, and then you're going to pay the 70% once the product has been shipped and delivered. All right, so
Okay.
you'll have to pay 30% of the 1,200, and then when the product's delivered, you'll pay the other 70% once it ships out, once it leaves. Okay,
Okay.
so all those costs are in. That's in your like say you start with $2,000. Say you earmark $2,000. You don't know really what you're going to, do right now. Is it going to be a $3 product, a $4 product, a $2.50 product? But all your costs, you're going to know what those are before you pull the trigger and place the order. You're going to know what all
Okay.
that is. That'll all be built
Yeah.
in. That's part of the
That's good.
research.
The last thing I wanted was to spend, what I budgeted for a product and then run into thousands of dollars of extras that I wasn't accounting for.
No, man. If there was thousands
That's
of
where
extra
I'm hoping you
dollars,
guys can help a lot on. Okay.
yeah. If there were thousands of extra dollars that you'd had to spend, man, I would disclose that to you right now. There's your tuition, or your two big expenses are your tuition and your first round of startup money. That's that. And then you've already bought Jungle Scout. That's probably the next biggest thing to talk about. Like, I don't know
Hmm.
if you bought the Chrome plugin extension for 197 or if you're doing their web app. Um,
I got them both.
yeah. So good man. That's smart. Um, and then, there's little expenses like you're going to get a graphic designer, right, to do a logo for you, $40, something like
Hmm.
that. Your backlinking
That's
stuff,
fine. I
little,
can
little,
cover all the small ones.
yeah, everything's small thereafter, man. Your two big ones are your tuition and your first round of inventory. And if it was 2 grand, everything's built into that. There's no extra quote unquote
Okay.
fees other than the 10% on the 2 grand. You're going to pay Jing a couple $100. If you did 2 grand, you're going to pay him 10%. So you're going to owe him 200
Hmm.
bucks. So that's an
Okay.
expense. But other than that, man, there's nothing else lingering that needs any discussion. If it was, I would disclose it to you for sure.
Okay.
All
For
right.
the two payments,
Mhm.
would it be okay if I did half today and half on May 16th?
Yeah, you're talking like 2,500 today
Mm-hmm.
and then 2,500 on May 16th.
Or
Yeah,
I guess 15th. Mine's on a Monday.
yeah, man. Yeah,
15th or 16th, whatever.
yeah, man. That's totally fine, man.
Will that work?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
All right,
All
man. So
right.
we're moving in. We're going for it.
Let's go for it.
All right, congratulations, man. So I'm going to confirm your email address because this is where we're going to send you the welcome email that has your link to your members area here shortly.
Hmm.
I'm going to send the order into Matthew. He's going to process everything, and then he's going to email you your course. It's jasonj2727@gmail.com, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And this is also where we're going to email you your registration for your webinar, your GoToMeeting webinar every Monday. This is where we're going to deliver that. You're also going to get access to the Marketing Masters course, which is a separate welcome email to a separate membership site that has all the video tutorials on how to dominate all those other platforms. You'll get that as well. And also 2 times a month, every other Wednesday, Jason, you're going to get an email to join the Marketing Masters course live webinar. That's where we just talk about how to dominate these other platforms and drive traffic to websites, to drive traffic to your Amazon listing. We just discussed those platforms and those strategies on a live webinar every other Wednesday. So you've got 6 opportunities throughout the month, right,
Okay.
to jump on a webinar with these guys and just immerse yourself in all this information. All right.
Great.
That's where we're going to email it all to you. Now, are you putting this on a Visa, MasterCard, Discover?
Visa.
Okay, and I'm ready for that card number whenever you are.
4418-5591-1914-2183.
Okay, it expires
0418.
04 of 18, and then the 3-digit code on the back.
388.
388. Okay. All right, and then what is I need the full billing address, Jason, that is associated with the card.
Mm-hmm. It is 10218 Drake Hill Drive.
Is that one word or two?
2 words.
Drake Hill Drive. That's 10218 Drake Hill Drive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's in Huntersville, North Carolina.
Huntersville, North Carolina, and the zip.
28078.
28078.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do $2,500 today, which is for 6/17, and then 2,500 on what date did you say?
Let's do 5/16, May 16th.
5/16. Got it. Congratulations, my man. Welcome to the inner circle.
Thank you.
The first homework assignment, when Matthew sends you your welcome email, and the body of that email are instructions. You already have Voxer on your phone. It'll have their Voxer ID. Just add their Voxer ID to your Voxer app. Reach out, tell them hi, introduce yourself. Excited to be here. They're going to want to reach out to you, introduce themselves, welcome you to the group, tell you that they're excited to coach and mentor you for the next 3 months. Give you a big virtual high five, and congratulate you for starting, man. I congratulate you as well. Keep your head down, man. Carve out that time and just push everything forward, man, and reach out to those guys when you need help. Any of your technical questions, man, direct them to them. They're your coach, they're your mentor.
Okay.
If you need anything, you can reach out to me for sure. I'll be glad to help
Mm-hmm.
with any assistance that I can. But the technical stuff, you don't want me answering it. You want to talk to those guys. They know
Okay.
more about the inner workings, much more even so than I do. But we'll go from there, man. So I got to run to my next call, man. But it was a pleasure speaking
Okay.
with you, man. I enjoyed it, and all my best, amigo.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for all your time, and I'm excited.
Yes, sir. You
Ready
should
to
be,
get
man.
started.
Get started. Go crush it,
All
man. Go
right.
go knock them alive.
I will.
All right, brother.
Thanks.
Take care, Jace.
All right.
See you,
You
man.
too.
Bye bye.